Hello everyone! Today we're gonna make a delicious green tomato jam. I got this idea from Popple Backyard Farm. It's funny because they did their video on time when I had a lot of green tomatoes. I had to pick up my tomatoes before the frost killed them, and I had a lot of tomatoes, so I picked the smaller ones and chopped them up in small pieces, and the amount that I got was 10 cups. Then I add 4 cups of sugar. Like I was saying, that idea I got it from Popple Backyard Farm, and I am so glad because I didn't know what to do with all those tomatoes. Anyway, so very important tip: before you put the tomato in the pan, make sure that the pan is really hot, so the tomatoes are not gonna release all the water at once, because then it's gonna become too watery. So after the tomato were kind of soft, I add a quarter of a cup of finely chopped pineapple to give it a little bit of flavor, because the tomatoes they don't have a lot of flavor. So yeah, after I add the quarter cup of pineapple, I add a lemon juice, the juice of a lime, I'm sorry. I did this so the jam could could keep the green color. If you don't add the lemon, then the jam is gonna turn like pale green or yellowish, and I think it's prettier when it gives that bright green color from the tomatoes. Anyways, I was making this jam and my house smelled so good. It smelled like I was making strawberry jam. So everybody came, and I was going to blend it, and then my husband saw that and he was like, "No, I don't want you to get burned." So yes, he blended, and we were all behind him as he blended the tomatoes. Don't blend it too much because you don't want it too watery. It's gonna take a long time to cook if you do that. So just to process the tomatoes and to give it like a smooth texture. After we kind of blend the tomatoes, you have to stir it constantly, because as the pulp is getting thicker, then it's gonna stick to the pan, and if you don't do that, it's gonna burn. So you can see how the pulp it's getting thicker and kind of separating from the water. So after this is done and the jam starts splashing everywhere, and you can kind of separate the pulp from the pan a little bit, it's done. Also, you don't want it too thick. You have to let a little bit of water, because when it cools down, the jam is gonna thicken a little bit more. So you can see as I am pouring it on the jar that it's not as thick, but it will get thick a little bit more. Anyways, out of this we got a pint, I don't know how to say that, jar, and plus a 12-ounce mason jar. So we got a pretty good amount of jam. It kind of have the texture of a preserve, kind of. But anyway, it was really good. Jam, preserve, it's good. We ate the pan. I mean, not the pan. We scraped all the jam from the pan. We couldn't believe it was so good. We were so happy that we just scraped all the things from the pan. And this is the final result. We ate it with some dry cheese. You can do it with Asiago cheese or some kind of cheese. But it was a hit. My family loved it. My kids were all eating it, and by the time we finished eating, the jar was halfway empty. That's how much we loved it. So yeah, if I think you can also put a little bit of ginger to give it an extra kick, but the way it was perfect. So I hope you guys like it. Thank you for watching.